Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen and Ship Watch. If you have a better name for a series looking at ship development, production schedules and progress, please share that with me in the comments below. Since we have had the new roadmap, I wanted to talk about what ships are getting work and what we could see as flyable and concept ships in 2021, as well as where certain ships are in production and what ships we're not going to see during the next year. The Hercules Starlifter, both the C2 and M2, are pegged for release with Alpha 3.13, so that's the end of March 2021 at the moment. Really excited for those. They're going to allow you to carry the Tonk and other large amounts of ground vehicles around with you, as well as cargo. Should be very suitable for atmospheric flight. We know as well that the Hercules A2 is getting work around the same time, and it's quite possible that they will have that done for the Q2 3.14 release. I mean, it's possible they'll try and get them all done for that 3.13 patch, but I think that obviously there's a limited amount of resources that they can sort of use per patch, and it just makes more sense that it will probably be in the patch after. The Hull A and B smaller cargo ships, they are going to be getting work that is planned to finish at the end of Q4 2021 with a large 29-week set of sprints, and I think they might be aiming to try and get it in for the end of 2021. However, unless the stars align, I would expect it to turn up early 2022, both of those ships. Something that's a little odd on the roadmap is the lack of the Hull C. Now, we do know that its tech's almost ready to go. Obviously, I think they wanted to have the Hull C done before the Hull A and B actually. They need ship-to-station docking, cargo updates and iCache in, tech-wise to get the Hull C in. So maybe it will turn up with the update on the roadmap in January. Maybe we'll be able to see where it actually is, because we know Cloud Imperium are going to be adding more to the progress tracker and the release schedule in January when they add more of their teams to this new set of roadmaps. I was expecting to see it Q3, Q4 of 2021, so let's see if that prediction pans out. We've got the RSI Polaris torpedo corvette. That's getting 23 weeks of work from a large amount of art and design teams, which again is scheduled to be completed by the end of 2021. So I would expect delays and more work required with such a large ship. So I'm expecting that RSI Polaris mid-2022. I think it's one of the most popular ships that's currently yet to be flyable in-game. That and the Banu Merchantman. Now, the Banu Merchantman is not currently on the roadmap, as it was suggested that it would start production after the Polaris. So expect that ship to go into full production in 2022, in my opinion. But cool things coming for the Banu Merchantman. We know it's got some sort of synergy with the Banu Defender. It's going to have shops that will be run by NPCs for you on board the actual ship, but you can also use it as a cargo hauler as well as that sort of like mobile shopping mall. I'm very, very excited for that. The Ares Ion and Inferno flying guns with ships attached. They have work that ends Q3 2021 over a 26-week sprint period, and there's enough of a workforce, art and design and tech teams going into that set of sprints that I would actually expect the Ares both Ion and Inferno to be completed Q3 or Q4 2021. That's what it looks like. That makes sense as well. They should be pretty cool ships adding to the heavy fighter lineup with big guns. Probably ships that need support in combat or provide support to other ships, if you see what I mean. They are bringing the Vandal fleet up to gold standard as well, so I'm expecting to see the Scythe and Glaive updated to their new versions in 2021 by probably Q2, if I've understood Cloud Imperium's intentions, but that's not a confirmation. The new versions look amazing, but require human cockpits, as they're supposed to be converted or reproduction versions for the human market, and Vandal are, you know, bigger and basically have different controls than their ships. The Redeemer is in active production now, so we've seen some of its white box already. Currently, it has a 28-week sprint planned, ending in Q3 2021, so it's very possible we could have the ship flyable by Q4. This has very much become a gunship now, moving away from having its dropship abilities. It was originally made by Star Citizen fans, the winners of the Next Great Starship competition, and had to be reconcepted, but now, as I said, very much in active production. The Constellation Taurus is on the roadmap for having work that's scheduled for it completed by the end of Q1, so I'm currently expecting to see it in-game, if all goes well, Q2, so the 3.14 patch. The Taurus has a bit of an interesting development cycle as it keeps on getting paused when new priorities come along, and it keeps on, that's been sort of like the story of it for a while. It gets a little bit of work and then they go, wow, we've got to do this, and oh no, let's give it some more work and we can get it done. Oh no, now we've got this set of tasks to do. However, the parasite docking for the ship and the constellations in general should be functional for it when it sort of comes online, as it's a feature for 3.13. We also know that the constellations are going to be seeing a little update in some ways, beyond just the standard materials, lighting, and being brought up to spec for physicalized components and physical damage systems. So they said they would be looking at things like the struts in the cockpit, for example. So maybe we'll see a much clearer view with the Constellation in the future. The Nova tank, or Tonk, looks like it will be turning up in 2021, potentially in Q2. It's been prioritized somewhat as they want it for theatres of war. However, Star Citizen is trying to expand out its ground gameplay and more reasons to be on the surface of planets, and we'll see a lot more gameplay associated with that in 2021 as well. We are going to need ships like the Hercules Starlifter to transfer these large ground vehicles to planets, or just, I suppose, spawn them at an outpost. However, that said, vehicle in ship spawning is seeing work completed on it by Q3, so expect to probably be transitioning to that type of gameplay where we won't spawn our ground vehicles at outposts. We'll have to spawn them with our ships and then take them to where we need to have them, if you see what I mean. The F8 Lightning and F7A Hornet are getting work, but are unlikely to be properly available in Star Citizen until after Squadron 42's launch. However, NPCs and the UE military are going to be flying them around the verse sooner rather than later. I mean, we've seen them during Fleet Week in May 2020, and we were able to steal them during that time too. It's a similar thing for the player flyable versions of the Idris and Javelin capital ships too. They're currently exclusive to NPC use, and we'll see them probably around the same time Squadron 42 launches as flyable for players, but we'll have to wait and see. Something that I want to mention as well is the Retaliator. This is going to be the first ship with modularity, actually functional, and you're going to be able to swap the torpedo bays for cargo, living space, drop pods, a marine area basically. It's expected to have the functionality for modularity in the first half of 2021. However, we don't know what modular pods will be available, and maybe there could even be more. This is one of the things that actually got me very excited for Star Citizen originally, modularity in these ships. It's massively important for the customization of some ships and their functions. The Caterpillar is built around that, literally having different modular components and parts for it that can go, well, this Caterpillar maybe is going to be a salvage Caterpillar or a mining Caterpillar or something like that. We don't actually know all the different functions and different modules we're able to use. The Endeavour is another good example that is literally totally changes its role based on what modules you give it. You can have it set up as a hospital, you can have it set up as a science facility, or more of an exploration craft or a farming ship. So a lot of cool stuff, and I would also expect that sort of room modularity to be very important for player bases and sort of like customization of interiors and things like that as well. There are at least 5 unannounced projects from the vehicle concept team and lots of other unannounced things on the roadmap. Well, they're unannounced, but they also say there's people working on these unannounced things, secret. And some of these are likely to be ships and vehicles, and some of these new straight-to-flyable ships and concept ships will be in our hands, or at least go on sale during 2021. Now, there's things like various concepts for enemy ships listed, which is admittedly a specific feature for Squadron 42, probably meaning actually it's for the shipjackers. Might be like scrapper ships that are made up of lots of different parts of other ships. Though we could see these pirates and this type of ship in the persistent universe at some stage. I'm also expecting that there was some interesting things they wanted to show us at CitizenCon 2020, maybe some very early concepts in the same way they showed us early concepts of the Rock and the Tavaran fighter in as well as the Xi'an cargo ship and the mobile refinery in CitizenCon 2019. Now, 2021 should see CitizenCon at some point, and I would expect to see some cool concepts and early work on some bits and bobs as well. So yeah, shame that CitizenCon 2020 was cancelled, but we'll be seeing whatever they had planned in the coming months anyway. We have that leaked ship that Star Citizen leaks expected to be released as flyable with 3.12, though hasn't been released yet, though it could still be part of the 3.12 branch. Actually, if I have something that might be a spoiler, I'm going to say spoiler, so that you can tune out very briefly, and then put this symbol on the screen showing that it's a spoiler's going on, and then once it's done, bam, that spoiler symbol and whatever will go, and then you know it's okay to listen. That seem fair? So, quick spoiler, the 400i, a new Origin ship expected to be Origin's answer to the Constellation, is what we're talking about. And yeah, that could be going live sort of straight to flyable at some point, unless it's been canned for some reason. You are good. Spoilers over. So what else could we have straight to flyable or concept in 2021? Well, that mobile refinery ship, that's highly likely. This is what myself and a huge portion of the community thought the Nomad was going to be, but it was first mentioned at CitizenCon 2019 again, and was highly popular even then. Also, refining is in-game now, so it makes sense. There's also a Xi'an cargo ship that they wanted to have in-game as well, so I'll probably see concepts for that. We do also know that they wanted to have Titan suits in as a sort of priority for theatres of war, so we could see something like that maybe for 2021 as well. Maybe it will just be persistent universe concepts of it. Maybe it won't be in for a while. We'll have to sort of wait and see. I've been wanting the Titan suit in for years, almost as long as I've wanted Squadron 42 in my hands. So there might be other new straight-to-flyable ships and vehicles and concepts turning up, and even more beyond what we've discussed. We'll know a bit more in January with some more roadmap updates. I'm expecting the G12, the Ranger, and the Vulture to all turn up throughout the year as well, personally. That just sort of makes sense to me. Salvage is seeing work in 2021 with Tier 0 salvage, but to what extent and what sort of gameplay that's going to provide, we don't know. So bear that in mind. And that's it for a bit of ship watch today. Do you think we will see any other ships turn up in 2021? What do you hope to see? What concepts do you want to see in Star Citizen? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Shipmas! We're giving away a Mercury Star Runner in December because it's Christmas and we do it every month anyway. Zin, put a Mercury Star Runner in my hand, because that's what we're giving away, and put a hat on it, like a Christmas hat. There you go. That's animation for you, potentially. I just moved my hand around. So just comment on any one of my videos during the month of December to be in for a chance of winning that. Also, maybe give someone special the gift that keeps on giving. I'm talking, of course, about NordVPN. Links below. Also, don't forget Shadow. They do cloud-based gaming stuff, so you can get that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Click the YouTube join button, like and subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Thanks for supporting the channel. Merry Christmas. Oh, oh, oh. Mercury Star.